Hi guys, this is Tori Tryon with Sticker Studies, and today I'm going to show you all of the ins and outs of our digital study journal. It's a lot like a notebook. I think it's kind of cooler. You can take notes in it as well as do a lot of other things. So stick with me. We're going to go through the ins and outs of this and show you how to use it. So to use the digital study journal, you need three things. First of all, it works pretty much only on a tablet, and a tablet specifically that has a stylus. So I am using, for a tablet, I'm using the iPad Pro, and then this is an Apple Pencil. You can use a lot of different things. So there's tons of styluses out there, and it also works on Android. So if you have a different tablet like a Microsoft Surface, as long as it's got a stylus, it should work for those devices. The third thing that you need is the right app. So you're looking for what's called a PDF annotator. The one that I'm using right here is called GoodNotes. I'm going to show you in the App Store what that looks like. This is GoodNotes right here. It is, I don't know if we can zoom. Nope, not in the App Store. It is used a lot among college students, anybody who's taking a class. It's a great note-taking app in general. If you're familiar with digital planners, a lot of digital planners use GoodNotes for their planning. Notability is another one that I've heard a lot about. You might be more familiar with that. And I'm sure if you browse, you can find a lot. So what you're looking for is a PDF annotator app. So here's my GoodNotes app right here. Once it's downloaded and you have everything installed, you can open up your journal. And I'm just going to give you kind of a preview of what it is. So it works like a notebook. You're going to swipe through pages to turn them. This is our color scheme page. We're going to get back to that in a bit. And here is our table of contents, and you can see that it basically just has all of the lessons that we're going to study this year in it. And so if you continue swiping, you can see we have a reading chart, and then after that, we're just going to begin those lesson pages. So everything that you see here is pretty much hyperlinked. So if you go here to the table of contents and you want to go to a specific lesson, all you need to do is just tap on it, and there it is. It's going to take you to that lesson. You'll notice up here at the navigation bar that it's kind of got, oops, we moved there, that it's kind of got a tracker here for you. So this is the starting date of the lesson and some dots to indicate the other lessons in that month. And then as you swipe through, it's just going to continue to move. That little tracker is going to move for you. Within the lesson itself, there's other things that are also hyperlinked. So I'm going to zoom in here on the lesson title for you. And if I click on that title, I really love this. It's going to ask you, do you trust Tori? You're just going to have to say, yes, I trust Tori. And it is going to take you to the actual lesson, which is super, super cool. So you can quickly get, oops, I just got in a boggle there. Okay, you can quickly get to your lesson from your digital study journal. And then for me on GoodNotes to get back, there's a really small triangle up there. I'm just going to click on that, and that takes me back to the journal. So that happens for the lesson. It also happens for any scriptural passages we have right there. So these are the ones that are recommended with this lesson. And if you click on that, same thing, up will come your gospel library, and there is Luke 11. So obviously you need to have the gospel library installed for that to work, but that is a cool feature. Now, what I like to do is when I am studying, I will utilize one of iPad's functions, which is to work in split screen mode. and I will bring both of those screens up here side by side. To do that, what you saw me do is I just swipe up here from the bottom to bring up the menu. I find my Gospel Library app, and I'm going to press on that, and then I'm going to drag and bring it up here, and then I'm going to drop it. So now I've got Luke 11 right here. I've got my journal for taking notes right here, and I can also just toggle back and forth between the lesson if I want to, or the scriptures, and have kind of it all right there. So I really like doing that. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that right now. And I'm going to show you first how to get this downloaded and access it and get you all up and going. So you need to go to Sticker Studies website to purchase this. So if you go into Sticker Studies and you go to the shop, what you're looking for is the digital study journal. We've color-coded things differently, so anything here in yellow and green is going to be a digital product. I guess technically they're all digital products, but these work with the digital journal specifically. I'll show you these later as well. They're also really fun to use with your journal. These are all our standard journaling kits. So you're looking for the digital study journal. I recommend you create an account before you go here. So go in, log into your account or create one if you don't already have one, and then come back here and you're going to just go through the regular checkout process. Now, before you do this, I recommend doing everything that I'm about to do on the tablet that you plan to use. So you're going to go to the website, you're going to download it, you're going to check out, you're going to upload it, everything you want to do from that tablet. If you do it from your phone or another device, it could get lost in Deep Space Nine somewhere. So get your tablet out that you're going to use and do it from that. So it's a regular checkout process. You're going to add it to your cart. And you're just going to go through that checkout process. Okay, so when you've checked out, you should get this confirmation page right here that tells you, yep, just reminding you that everything in our store is a PDF download. It's going to confirm that you received it. And then up here in this icon right here, this is your actual download link. Now, if you ever lose this page for some reason, that's why I recommend creating an account. If you go back here to your My Account page and you check over here, the third one down is going to say Downloads. And there will be your digital journal there. I just happen to have it twice. So you're going to click on it, and it is going to pretty much just download to your device. All right, there it is. So once this is downloaded to your device, you still have a couple more steps to do. So what I like to do is I like to upload and save everything to Dropbox. If you have a cloud storage or something else that you prefer, you can use that. I'm going to show you Dropbox. That's what I use. So I'm going to click on that icon there. I'm going to click on my Dropbox, and it's going to go through its standard thing asking me where I want to save it, who I'm sharing it with. Okay, and then I post it there. Okay, so when it's done downloading to Dropbox, I'm going to first just go into my Dropbox and check and verify that it is there. And it's going to show up. Dropbox has lots of different ways to view it, but in this view, it's going to show up, and that's kind of what I'm looking for there is that cover page of that journal. You'll notice I have a lot of other products here that I got from the store. So these are all our digital sticker sets. And I download those to Dropbox just the same when I get those. So then you're going to go into your app, and you are going to it's pretty much going to look like this, but be blank. You won't have that there if you're first starting. And so to upload your journal, what you're going to do is click on this plus here, click on import. It's going to ask you where. You're going to click on your Dropbox. If you don't have that linked up yet, you can set that up over here in options. And then I'm going to go find that location, and there it is, and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to go ahead and upload that for me. All right, there it is. So there's your study journal. Now you are ready to go. Click on it to open it up. I'm going to get rid of that one. So we only have one right there. And you can go ahead and start journaling. So we're going to go to just our first page here. Now your app will works the way your app works basically. So depending on what app you use, you're going to have different tools for journaling. This one allows you to write, highlight, erase, select. You can also cancel out your pencil so you can use other movements. And then you have a few other tools here. So as you are taking notes, I'm just going to show you some of those tools. I like to zoom in here. We have dot grids paper to help you with alignment. I know I tend to like to go crooked very easily. So as you take notes here, you can write and then you can highlight and you can erase. You can select things, and then when you tap on it, it's going to give you some more options. So you can resize things and make them really, really big or really small. You can move anything around that you select, and then you can delete them all together. So that's what people are loving about digital journals, is that you can take notes and get them just right, the way that you want them. Because it's so versatile, and those tools allow you to do pretty much anything to it. Here's what I like to do before I start journaling. You'll notice that there was just one page per lesson, and then it moves on to the next page. But that's okay, because you can duplicate and make as many copies of this page as you want. And sometimes I use several pages when I'm journaling. So to do that, you're just going to go up here and look for this icon that has 4 boxes, a little grid right there. And you're going to click on that, and it's going to bring up 3 different views for you. The thumbnails view is what you're looking for. Just to mention, this PDF outlines view is like another table of contents. So if you prefer to navigate that way, you can do that. But over here at the thumbnails view, it's going to show you little images of each lesson. So I'm right here at my first lesson, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'd like to edit that, and I'm going to select that one. Then I'm going to come down here and say copy. It's making a copy for me, and then I'm going to say, okay, I'm done copying. Now I want to add a page, and that was a little plus icon up there. And it brought up all these little icons here, and it's pretty much just asking you, where do you want to put that page? So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say right after that first page, and it's going to give you some options, and I'm going to say paste copied pages. And so there it was. It just popped up down here, and it created another page for me. So you can actually do that as many times as you want and put multiple pages there, so that now your journal is really unlimited in its page length. You can go on and on. So I'm going to just tap out of there, and now you'll see we are responsible for our own learning. I have several copies of that page that I can take notes with. Now, here is something that's really fun. I showed you before how we could do split screen mode and bring up this Gospel Library app. Now what I want to show you is if I click on here and I go to the actual lesson, and I'm reading through the lesson, and I just really find an awesome question that I like. I can take that question, and so let's just find one here. Okay, We'll do this one right here. What does it mean to take responsibility for your own learning? Look for possible answers in Elder Bednar's statement and in the following scriptures. So I'm actually going to go ahead and, it's already highlighted because I took some notes here, but I'm going to select that. We'll just take that whole thing. And I'm going to say copy. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say paste. And it just pasted that whole chunk of that lesson right there into my journal for me. So now I have a prompt that I can write and add my notes to below. And this, you can resize it any way that you want. You can move it around. You can make it smaller. You can take off the bold. You can align it differently. There we go, yep, left align. And so we'll just move that over here. And there it is. So now you have some really cool journaling prompts that you can drag and drop directly from the lesson. That's not the only thing you can steal from these lessons. If you like, some of these have some awesome pictures. And so I'm going to go down to here, and this lesson I think has one. Yeah. So this one has a picture of Zacharias and Elizabeth holding John. And I like it. So I want to take it and I want to borrow it and use it for my lesson. So I'm going to just press down on here and drag it over. And look, guys, that just goes directly into your journal. And now you can resize that and use that any way you want it. So super cool. You can write, you can highlight, but you can also copy and paste. So now you're probably thinking of cool uses for this. You can drag and drop in quotes from general conferences, from talks that are given, from LDS.org. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with it. I'm going to show you one other thing that I really like while I am in this split screen mode. And that is, I have a child who's not totally at reading age yet. And when I am here and I click on the scriptures, this icon comes up, which allows the scriptures to pretty much be read. So it turns on an audio version of the scriptures. So sometimes we will use this and we will hit this icon, press play.
Chapter 2. The wise men are directed by a star to Jesus.
Okay, so up comes an audio version of the scriptures, and you can actually scroll and seek right here to the actual part of those scriptures and just listen to a short snippet of them. So we like to use that as well. So everything that you need is right here in your digital journal. I'm going to now show you how to really take this to the next level. And this is where it becomes really fun for our family. So I'm going to come over to that next page. I mentioned that we had other things in our shop that you can use in conjunction with the journal. And I'm going to go back to that page. Okay, these are our digital sticker sets, and they are pretty much PNG files with lots of images on it that you can upload and import into your journal. So if you purchase one of these sticker sets, you just go through the same process. You check it out, you download it, you upload it to Dropbox. Once you're there and it's uploaded to Dropbox, you can import them into your journal. And you're just going to do kind of a similar process. You're going to click on the plus, say you'd like to add an image. You're going to get it from Dropbox. Go to where you've downloaded it. I have several weeks worth of images here. And I am going to just add the week 1 digital images 4. I happen to know that that has our parable of the sower images in it. So it's going to bring up the image like this, and it has the guides on it that allow you to go ahead and resize it and move it any way you want. But we obviously don't want everything here, so we're going to crop out the pieces that we do want. So I'm going to select crop, and it's going to give you the option to crop using the rectangle that they provide and just moving that to where you want it. or to go ahead and freehand. And to get this soil, I'm actually going to need to go freehand. So I'm going to select freehand, and we're just going to go around that and say done, and there it is. And so now I can do the same thing with this. I can resize it, I can rotate it, I can move it anywhere I want. So I'm gonna just go put that over there. We're gonna add a few more elements. Okay, so that took a little bit of time, but it actually goes pretty fast when you get the hang of it. And what I like about this is that I will use something like this while I am teaching my children. And so what we do is we hook this up to our TV with an HDMI adapter, or you can screencast it, or you can do whatever works best for you. And then we will pull up this page and we will actually be teaching layer by layer the parable of the sower. So we'll bring in the soil. We'll talk about what that means. And then we'll go through the parable step by step, and I will add elements to my journal, while at the same time my children have their composition books out here on the side, and they are adding stickers to their journal. And so now it's not just a journal, but it's actually a presentation tool, and we use it to teach the lessons. So that's another really cool application here. So you can use it to present. You can sit down together as a family and you can pose a question like this, and you can have a dialogue and discussion and write some notes even of the insights that you guys are having as a family. So I really like it. These graphics can be super fun to add. Okay, so you can see that there's a lot of different ways that you can use this. I want to show you a couple of quick other things here. First of all, we did not neglect General Conference. So if you come over here into April, you'll notice that April 1st, we're actually scheduled to have this lesson, but then the following week is General Conference. And so we've created a page for General Conference here, of course, which you can duplicate. And we just kind of denote that with a little star right there. And then same thing over here in October, you've got that General Conference page for you as well. So we have space for General Conference. When we get closer to General Conference, we'll also have digital stickers in our shop that you can add to take notes with General Conference. That's actually what got us started, is our kids fell in love with the stickers that we made for General Conference. So I think you'll like those a lot. Lastly, the other few things that are here on this page, these dots over here to the right, you may have been wondering about. So I mentioned it's like a notebook, and you could say that these are kind of like tabs sticking out of the side of your notebook. Well, we just didn't think that that was enough, so we gave you 5 additional tabs that you can use in any way you want. So if you click on those, it's going to kind of darken that color, and you're just going to get a blank page, and you can use it however you want. So for me on my journal, this is my questions page. And I just have written down the questions that I have, the things that I'm pondering and that I could use some answers to. And then as I am studying and I feel like I learned something that relates to that question, or maybe get a little bit of an answer, I put that in here in my questions page. For you, it could be different things. Maybe you have a section for each one of your children, and you are writing down your inspirations as it relates to them. Maybe you're creating a prayer list. So those are just freebies for you guys, any way that you want to use them. Down here, these are our social icons. Make sure that you follow us. We give lots of ideas and updates at our sites below. This takes you back to that table of contents so you can easily get back here anytime that you want to. And remember that right after it is your reading chart, which is super fun to highlight things as you go and color in your passages, color in those chapters as you read them. And then zoom out here. This is our shopping cart, which takes you to our shop page so you can quickly purchase and grab those digital sticker sets to use with your journal. One last thing that I said I would mention right over here, it was our color scheme page. And so when you open your app, they're going to give you some preset colors here, which you may or may not like. Our color scheme is specific. And so when you're importing our graphics, they will all kind of blend with our color scheme. But when I opened my app, I just was given these two options of colors. So you can create your own custom pens, and you're going to need these hex codes to do it. And so I have created all of those pens actually. Let's do it with a highlighter. I have added these 2 rows of highlighters. I think I've added every color except for this deep purple right here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really easy. You're just going to click on edit right here. There pops up a little icon right here with a plus on it. Tap on that. Then you're going to come up to the 3 dots and say enter color. And it's going to ask you for that hex code. And so that code right here was 674664. So you just put it in here. And there it is. It just added it right there. So when you are using the journal, you can add any colors you want, and you can kind of keep in theme with the stickers that we're adding here, and that can make it more cohesive for you if you like everything to be copacetic like I do. That's it, guys. I hope you really enjoy this journal. I am looking forward to seeing all the possibilities and the things that you come up with, because there really are many. I'm sure several that I haven't even thought of. Enjoy it. If you like it, make sure that you share. Make sure that you leave a comment somewhere and join those social networks so that you can keep up to date on more things that we release. Thanks.